Would you suggest to a millennial who essentially can't buy the house that they want, let's say it's a $300,000 house, they want to have kids in the next 5 years or so they're prepping for that. They can't get the house that they want, but they could get a $125,000 house just to rent out. If they delayed their gratification on the house that they want, would they be able to get a couple houses?
So I know people that get in a rush and they get married. And you tell them, look, don't get married. It's not time for that. You need to get well established in your life before you get married. Nope, I want to get married. That's what I want more than anything else. Then they get married. Then they put themselves in a financial situation. The financial situation is tight, which makes the marriage miserable, which destroys everything, makes it hard. And, you see that proper planning, and you can tell people what they need to do, but they don't necessarily will listen to you about what you need to do. Then there are people that get married and they have children right away. Maybe you shouldn't have children right away. Maybe you should establish yourself as a husband and a wife, fix your income, get your income where it needs to be, and then have children 5 years from now. All I wanted at age 19 years old was a child. My ex-wife couldn't have any kids. So we were married for 9 years and she couldn't have any kids. So that was, number one, I got divorced. So I guess it's a good thing I didn't have any kids because we got divorced. But number two, over that 9-year period of time of us being married, we went from living in a trailer with no running water for 2 years. Half of the windows broken out of it with plywood over the windows. Floor so rotted out in this trailer that the dog would stick his head through the floor and look at you. We went from there into a $300,000 house, which back then a $300,000 house was an expensive freaking house. That house right now is worth about $800,000. But, for that period of time, we went from there to there in that 9-year period of time. And had she had gotten pregnant, I would have never been able to do the stuff I did. I would have never been able to go into business for myself. I would have been working for somebody else because I would have been afraid to go in business for myself. I couldn't afford to take the beating. I wouldn't have been willing to work the hours that I worked. I wouldn't be willing to do the stuff that it took to get to that point. 9 years later, we got divorced. I remarried, and the second time I remarried, a year later, we had our first child. But she didn't have to have a job. It didn't require 2 incomes to feed our family. Everything was set up, and it wasn't difficult. But that delayed gratification is huge. We got to figure out how to do that. People's got to figure out how to do that.